What's going on, everybody? Israel Galindo here from Advanced Networks. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Can you believe we're already in the middle of May? It is crazy. And not only May 2021. I mean, the last I checked, I'm still living in 2012. So it's going way too fast, especially with this pandemic. So a couple of points for you guys to know for this month. I know I'm a little late on my video, but there's been a lot of changes with Google and Microsoft, and I wanted you to be updated on it. So if you notice in the last couple of months, probably end of January, early February, a lot of the big name companies, a lot of the security companies, banks, financial institutions started getting away from Internet Explorer, started getting away from Edge, just really started kind of pushing like, okay, we got to get secure and more secure. And then end of February, early March, you started seeing all of the browsers updating. Now, I'm going to tell you the secret for that. All the breaches that happened in December, somebody has to be liable for that. And I'm telling you, the government is not happy that the tech companies are supposed to be protecting us are more and more being attacked because of the breaches. Now, the breaches, I'm going to break it down. You go up the level, you layer all the technology to protect it, and what always seems to happen? It's that one employee that clicks the wrong email, that clicks the wrong message, that caused that tunnel to come in and break the connection and get data breached. It always ends up being human error. I would bet 90% of the time it's going to be that human error, and that 10% was a failure in hardware. Either way, that's not something we want with any of our customers. Any of my customers that we work with, we do not want that. So beginning of May, end of April, early May, we started doing a baseline across customers. We started sending out these mass emails to our customers to see if people would click on them. And I would say the 90% of you guys clicked on those emails. It never said it was coming from Advanced Networks. You know, it might have been like, oh, Amazon is sending you something, but it was called a simulated email. A lot of these people at every single one of my clients clicked on these. Now, luckily, none of them were real intrusions, but it gave me a baseline on all of you on who's clicking on what. And we have to do better training with you. We have to sit down with you and explain to you better, not only who clicked on something, which let me take 2 steps back. This is not a slap in the wrist to an employee. This is not termination to an employee. Even yourselves, maybe you're a company owner that clicked on that email that you shouldn't have. This is more a learning lesson by your company to understand that all of us are human. We're all going to click on something. We're busy, right? Click, boom, done, oops. And it is our job as the IT company to make sure that you're protected. So when we did a baseline across all of the customers, we found 3 things. Number 1, a lot of the hardware that you guys have, unless you're a customer that, you know, is up to the latest technology, a lot of them are pretty fair, but some of you have those older switches that are sitting in an IT room or a switch underneath somebody's desk that needs to be removed because it's starting to fail, which will cause a break in that chain that will then cause security issues. So we did a baseline on the hardware that I will be talking to each of you about that should be replaced. To give you an example, you're probably this customer. We had a router that's been in rotation for a while, and I know that this customer did not want to change that router for many reasons, but that router started having security compliancy issues. Microsoft looks at that, Google looks at that, and they go, I'm sorry, this is not compliant. We're going to back off and we're going to cut internet service to that. Can they do that? Technically, no, because that's your internet provider and you pay for it. But realistically, they can come to us as the IT company and say, I'm sorry, so-and-so's your customer. They're using this router. You have 30 days to fix it. If you don't, we hold you liable. We don't want to be liable. We are your IT company. So we want to make sure that compliancy for hardware, Chrome, Windows, etc., and all the applications are under compliance with the big parent companies. Again, Microsoft, Google, Apple, etc. I will tell you that if you're an Apple person, you're not going to have these issues. For The way their environment is in Apple is they are very secure, but they don't slap around like Microsoft does. Microsoft loves to slap you guys around a lot. So that was my first point. The second baseline that we did is checked again the employees. We are going to consider making training for all of you and explaining the throughput of who clicked what, how percentage wise is your company as a threat to being vulnerable to be attacked, especially when people impersonate your company. There's those hackers ready to bite at the bit to attack you guys, and we don't want that. So that's my goal for the end of May, to get you guys on a compliancy and to get you guys on a training schedule to ensure that everybody's up to speed on that. Number two, I never understood this in all my customers, and if you're listening, you're probably one of them. Everybody loves paying expensive phone bills. And when I mean expensive, if you're spending, doesn't matter the size of your company, if you're spending more than $500 a month and you're one of my customers, then I'm not doing my job, because a lot of you out there are spending $500, $600, $700, $1,000, $2,000 a month on old phone systems. So let me give you the skinny. You're getting charged a lot of money for one reason. If the line is outdated, if it's old technology, they don't want to manage it. So they have to send the guy out there to maintain that, and they're triple charging you. A phone line that used to be $12 for one phone line is now $79, $89 for one phone line, $112. But on the internet, if you have a phone line, it's costing you $5, maybe $4. And an average phone bill for a company the size of, let's just say, 25 to 50 people. If your company is in that range, your phone bill should be no more than $100. If you're in the middle range where you're spending 100 to 300 employees, you're probably closer to the $250 a month on the phone bill. And if you're in the 1,000 and above, like some of our customers, you're probably spending close to 300, 350 bucks on your phone bill. So you should not have an old phone bill. If you still have a phone box somewhere in a corner, it's antiquated. If your phone looks like rotary or a dial tone from like in the 90s, get rid of it. Be done with it. You all have internet, and trust me, because I manage your companies, you all have internet plenty to connect to your system through the internet. So each phone line should be $5-6. Now a lot of you are going to have this request. Well, Israel, I understand that I want to get rid of my phone system, but I like having my phone line. When the internet goes down, we have nothing. Guess what? When my internet goes down, my calls forward automatically to my phone. I don't have to go somewhere and do it. So my extension, which a lot of you know, it's 107 in my company. And if you don't, now you do. If my phone system goes down on the cloud, it automatically detects that it's not up, and it gets forwarded to this phone right here. And I have it on my phone. I also have an app that I can dial an extension 103, and it dials like I'm in my phone. So that is definitely not an excuse to stay on these antiquated, way too expensive phone systems. I'm working with a customer right now that they are spending on a T1, and a lot of you guys remember the old T1s. That was 10, 15, 20 year ago technology. If you're paying for a T1, you're probably in the $800 range. On top of your phone bill, $1,700 for a phone system. To make a phone call when we can do these all the time, get rid of your phone system is what I'm saying right now. And again, we can help you facilitate that with Blue Dog, and a lot of you that are working with Blue Dog, great company. This isn't a selling point for them. You can do whoever you want to do, but basically get rid of your phone system. And even the phone companies, Verizon, Spectrum, they want to sell you these IP phone systems, but they tack on the internet provider cost. So giving you an example, something that should cost you $5 or $6 with Spectrum is probably going to be $22. Verizon, $20, a phone line. Okay, you still have a $200 phone bill, great, whatever, but it ends up costing. Go with an IP company that you can pick up the phone and talk to, and that can give you that low price. Cut that cost. You don't need, in 2021, antiquated phone systems. And trust me, that's something you don't need. Okay, so point number 3 is going to be, Your security and impersonations. Again, we talked briefly on point number 1. So security and impersonations is going to be this. Yeah, your email's secure. Yeah, we can protect you. Your computer also has antivirus that protects you. But when you click on an email that then spoofs you, to give you an example, if I click accidentally on an email and then you get an email from Israel saying, hey, click here to pay my last invoice. And you're like, huh, that's weird. I already paid it. And you click on it and it's not me, and you're giving somebody else access to your credit card, access to your financials, that's because it's been spoofed. Now, anybody can be spoofed. So it goes back to security of your systems. Not only the layer of the computer security, your email security, now you have cyber security. I'm not trying to sell you more stuff. I'm just telling you the protection that it is when it comes to your company. It is very, very important that in 2021, we are looking at cybersecurity to make sure that intrusive people can't come into your system. And also, if you're a financial company, or even if you hold people's credit cards internally for making payments, are you doing your quarterly compliance that you are with the credit card companies? Are you doing compliance if you're a medical company or even a manufacturer, and are you doing your ISO securities? Those are audits that are going to happen. And no matter what vertical you're in, audits are key. We have to do audits, and soft audits with a company like ours helps you guys be protected. So when you do get a large audit from something, we are here to back you up. So very important to understand security and impersonations, what to click on, what to not click on. Again, it goes back to training to you and your employees. So the last part I just want to point is the sweet spot of your competition. A lot of you play for marketing. A lot of you pay third-party companies, big companies to do your marketing for you. I'm not trying to sell you marketing services. I'm just giving you the sweet spot. The sweet spot is going to be, one, looking at your 5 competitors. Let's be realistic. Who are your 3 competitors in your vertical, in your region? So take a look at that. That's something that you can write down. In your vertical, 3 competitors in your region. And number 2, are you outranking these? And I'm not talking about money-wise. I'm talking about service-wise. Service-wise, can you tell me that you're outranking them? Because if you are, that's great. When you are definitely providing a service like ourselves, where you can pick up the phone and get somebody and really get that service going, that is key. But the track management goes back to one thing. Are you tracking the people that are searching for you? This is something that a lot of you already have, and that is Google Analytics. If you know what it is, great. If you don't, or you're like, oh, my dev guy on my website did it, I never look at it. It is very important that you look at it, and I'm going to tell you why. You probably have hundreds, even thousands of people going to your website daily. That's great. But if they're not calling you, why? Your analytics is going to show you not only the demographics, but where are they dropping off on the website? If they go to your website and you only see that they were on for 2.5 seconds, or let's be realistic, 38 seconds. I went on your website and got off in 38 seconds. What deterred me? Now, if you're a service company, like say a plumbing company, that makes sense. I went 38 seconds to find a phone number to call because my pipe's busted and I need help. I get it. But if you're a manufacturer, health industry, something else, maybe you sell a product and somebody came and went and on the first page disappeared, you need to see where, what misled them or what scared them away. We don't want that. We want people to come to you and use your services. And this is where us as IT give you that information. I don't have to be your marketing company, but I'm in the tech side to help you understand this. If you're like, I have analytics, Israel, can you just give me an audit? I'll look at it and honestly tell you whether you are doing what's right or doing what's wrong. Maybe you do have a marketing company that does it for you, or a website company. You know what? Send it to me right now. Let me look at it, because most likely I don't want to talk badly about a website company, a marketing company, but they're there to make money. They're there to market for you. But if they are putting their chips over here, but you know your business really makes money over here, they're not understanding your business. And that's very important to understand that sweet spot of where the bees to the honey come, right? This is you. This is your website. Those bees have to come here. If you've got vinegar, they're going to run the other way. And I'm about to sneeze, so before I sneeze, I hope you guys have a great day. We're in the middle of May. We're going to do a lot at the end of this month. So we've got it's May 18th. So middle of the month. So let's get it started. Let's keep it going. If you have any questions on these items, please go ahead and send me a message. And I hope you guys are doing great. I got to go before I sneeze. Israel Galindo, Advanced Networks. I'll talk to you soon.